This is your data. Now,
Yes.
if you try to make some sense out of this data, all you can do is you can understand what kind of data this is. This look like something. There is an ISO code, and there's an ISO 3, and then ISO code again, and then there are some country names: Afghanistan, Albania, Angola, and then there are some other. So this looks like it's some kind of data for countries.
Yes.
Okay, but it doesn't. You cannot really make good sense out of it, and you cannot really make an actionable what you call decision on the basis of this data. Okay, but if I show you this report, this it is based on the same data.
Yes.
Okay, this report, this is now Power BI report, and this is based on the same data. Here you can see that there is total population by country, and now you can see what is the population of each country. Then this is total population by continent, and this is density by country and continent, population density. And here are some other things, slices that we will introduce what these slices are and what they are about. So, but this now from this picture to this picture is what we can do with data which looks like this in Power BI to make it look like this.
Okay, presentation.
Okay, from data to actionable insights.
Insights.
This is what I'm saying. It's actionable insights.
Actionable
so this is your insights in data, actionable insights. So this is your Power BI journey. We start from here, and we convert the data into this report, into this kind of reports.
Yes.
So this is our Power BI basics. Now, what is Power BI? Now, this is the definition Microsoft gives for Power BI. It's a collection of software services, apps, and connectors that work together to turn your unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. A collection of software services, apps. Which softwares? Software number one is Power BI Desktop, which I think you have downloaded. Have you downloaded
Yes,
yet?
yes, correct. I have downloaded it. Yes.
That Power BI Desktop is one piece of software in which you prepare your data and you create your reports.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is a Power BI service provided by Microsoft, and that is not a free version. That is a licensed version. You have to buy a license for that. But that license is for company. Now, if a company has some data and information, and they want those reports to be viewed by their staff or their customers, then they will buy that service, and they will link that information that they create in this Power BI Desktop, and they link it with that service. Okay, and that service, from that service, now people can connect to that service and get that information and that report. Okay, so this is the service, and the third one is apps. Now, applications are they have developed certain applications for mobile phones and tablets that you can access those reports on mobile phones and tablets also. So those are the. So this is the total picture. You have the softwares, you have the software service, and you have the applications that you use to disseminate your information to the ultimate users. Okay, so this is your complete set of Power BI environment, if I may use this word, because environment includes the hardwares and softwares and everything in it. And then that works together to turn your unrelated sources of data. When you say unrelated sources of data, it means that normally, you know, when you are working in Excel, you have your file and you have your data, and you prepare your pivot tables and charts and graphs and summaries and those kind of things. Most of the time, the data is either in your computer or you are working in the same data where you're preparing the chart and summary, or the data that you are working with maybe sometimes lies in your shared services, shared drive or network drive within the company. So that's kind of the situation. I don't know if admin has started the recording or not.
Yes, admin has started the recording. Yes, I saw the recording.
Okay, all right.
Because I just logged in from my I just logged in from another computer also, so I can use my computer for my
yes,
Excel purpose. Yes.
yeah, that's better. That's better.
Hmm.
You can you have to have one screen to work on also,
Yes.
and
Yes.
one screen you will watch me what I'm doing. Okay,
Yes.
so what I was saying, the data, generally speaking, although you can in Excel also you can connect a lot of data sources, but generally speaking, most of the time the data you are working with is in your computer, and you are working with the data. But
Yes.
when you are looking at business intelligence situation, you may have some data in your computer, some data in your network drive or shared services drive,
Yes.
some data on the company website, and maybe there is some data that you need to bring in from the some other website which is not related to your company, but where the relevant data is sitting there. Now, what you can do in Power BI, you do not need to copy and bring that data in your computer to work with. You can create linkages and connections with that data in each place. Just create a connection, and Power BI will use the data from the source to create the report for you.
Okay. So
Okay?
different database can be used, it can be linked into one report.
Yeah, different data sources can be linked in to create that report, and you don't necessarily need to bring the data in your computer.
Okay. Okay.
No need to bring the data in your computer. Okay, and then you would do, you do a coherent. Coherent means bringing everything together in understandable and usable manner, and visually immersive and interactive insights. Now, when we say interactive insights, interactive means you can on your report, you can slice and dice, and you can dig down, and you can filter, and you can understand various aspects of the data also. So that's the interactivity in your report. When we create a report, you will see that report is interactive, and it is working in all directions. Okay, so this is your basic definition of Power BI according to Microsoft.
Correct.
Okay.
I understood.
Next, what is this BI in Power BI stands for business intelligence.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is business intelligence? Now, BI, business intelligence, it's a process that leverages software and services to transform data into actionable insights that form an organization's strategic and tactical business decisions.
Business decisions. Yes.
So,
Correct.
what actually business intelligence does is that you get lots of data, and this age and this time, people call it a data overload age. You
Yes.
have
Immense
plenty
data.
of sources of data, right?
Yes.
So you have plenty of sources of data, but all that data may not be relevant for your current decisions,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Whatever you need for your current decisions, first of all, from data, the first task will be to filter out the data that is required for your decision making.
Yes.
Right, and the
Yes.
second task then will be to transform into such insights and get such insights out of data that help you in your business decisions.
Correct.
Correct. So that's what
Yes.
business intelligence does. Okay, and there are many other softwares and services also, but Power BI and Tableau, these are the two most used in the industry. Tableau, some people say Tableau is better, but the benefit of using Power BI is that Power BI is from Microsoft, and it can be very easily connected with the rest of the softwares in Microsoft suite, because majority of the people use Microsoft products. So Power BI, being a Microsoft product, works seamlessly with other Microsoft products. So this is in my opinion a very widely used business intelligence tool. Okay, so this is your business intelligence, and the BI process. Now this is the process through which you get your actionable reports. It uses the tools to access and analyze relevant data. Access means approach the data, where the data is. Let's say you are today you want to find out the price of oil. Where you would go? You would go to some oil company website. Maybe you will check Saudi Aramco, or maybe you will check your ADNOC, I think, or
ADNOC, INOC, EPCO.
EPCO. That is, you will have to get data from there.
Yes.
Okay. Now that is the access part. You will access data on those websites or on those places. Then the analyze relevant data. Now Saudi Aramco, if you open their website, they don't have only oil prices. They have a lot of other things on their website also. Right. So what is the target on that? That is what you when you try to find out and try to understand what is relevant on that particular decision. Okay, so you analyze relevant data, then offer findings via summaries, charts, reports, graphs, maps, and dashboards. Now all these are separate elements of your presentation. You can summarize data.
Yes.
And those summaries can be for accountants. What is the most used summary?
The most used summary is graphs.
No. What I mean, my question is related to accounting, accounting. When you prepare accounts of a company, you have, if you see trial balance is sometimes hundreds of pages, or maybe 30, 40, 50 pages trial balance.
Correct.
But your income statement, balance sheet are only 2 pages.
Yes.
And they summarize the entire trial balance.
Correct. It consists of property, plant, equipment, bank, cash and bank.
Everything. Income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow, those 3 statements contain the result of, let's say your trial balance is 100 pages. Correct. 100 pages. Yes. The result is those 3 pages.
Correct.
Right? So summaries are numbers and brief numbers.
Yes.
Then charts. Okay. The charts are individual visualizations. In Power BI, we call them visualizations. Okay. Then you have reports. Now this when you say report, a report includes everything, summaries and charts and graphs and maps and everything. Okay. Then graphs and maps. Maps are the map charts.
Yes.
Okay. And dashboards. Now the difference between reports and dashboards is a report can be many pages. And dashboard, when I say pages, I mean screen. My computer screen.
I got it.
One screen. Reports can be several screens. But dashboard is generally only one screen. For a dashboard, you don't scroll through different screens. Whatever you need should be available to you on one screen. And the word dashboard, as you can see on your car dashboard, everything that you need as quick assistance for your driving is available right in front of your eyes.
Yes, correct.
The speed indicator, the fuel indicator, the engine temperature indicator, the mileage that you are driving, and everything. All that is available right in front of your eyes. So that you don't have to change pages and look around. So these are the This is all the Power BI process, and this provides users with accurate and detailed intelligence for their decision support. So this is what is Power BI process, and this is how Power BI uses the several steps to create that actionable report and provide decision support for that particular decision in that organization. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. The parts of BI process. The first one is Power BI desktop,
Yes.
which is the software most of the time we will be working in.
Yes.
Interface that a user will use to process data and create reports. Then Power BI service. Power BI service is online. The term that uses SaaS,
SaaS.
software as a service, as a platform for dissemination and distribution of reports to end users. And Power BI mobile apps. These are the apps for Windows and Apple and Android devices, via which the users can access and consume the reports. So if you create a Power BI report for your company, and that report is then published on the on the service of the company.
So this Power BI service is the paid one. Power BI desktop is a free download.
Power BI free desktop is free download, and Power BI service is a paid service.
Yes.
And it's again it's a company level license.
Company level, because Power BI services, what they do is, if the top management want to see the reports, it can be provided to them by this Power BI services.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not only top management. There are companies who would like to provide that to their
staff also,
customers also.
Customers
also. Yeah. For example, if there is a chain store, I don't know in UAE, but in Saudi, we have electronics and household items store. Name of the store is Extra.
And same here, Sharaf DG, we have it here.
Yeah, Sharaf DG, yes. That Extra, if I want to buy a particular mobile phone, and I'm looking for that color and specifications, and if the store nearest my home does not have that device with that color and that specifications, I can go to their website and I can check in which Extra store that device is available.
Okay.
With that color and that sort. So that is also done through BI, and that kind of service. So it depends on the access that you want to provide to your top management, your colleagues, your customers, your creditors, your debtors, whoever you want to provide that service. It's just the access that you give to them, and they will be able to see that kind of report and that information that you are sharing with them. Okay.
I got it, sir. Yes.
Okay. And the mobile apps are the apps through which you can access those reports and you can view those reports, and that's the mobile apps. Okay. And they are also free downloadable apps available on Apple Store or Android Store. So you can download these apps. Okay. Yes. So this is the basis of Power BI. Now these are some of the basic terms that we are going to use, and I think this is the last slide of our presentation also. Power Query Editor. Are you familiar with Power Query?
I have seen this in Excel, but I have not used it. I have seen this.
Okay.
But I have not used it.
Okay. I do recommend to people who I teach Excel that they should concentrate on Power Query, because Power Query in Excel is the same as Power Query in Power BI. And there are a few differences, slight differences, but it's the same data preparation and data editing software that Power BI uses behind it. The second term that I'm just going to show you how it is done in a few minutes. The second term that I would like you to understand is Power Query data model. Now that model, data model, when you bring in data, when you work in Excel and the data is in your computer and you are preparing graphs out of that data, that is simple working with the data. But when you are working with multiple sources of data, some data is in your computer, some data is in your company's share services folder, some data is in some website, some data is on the cloud. So you are working with all those data sources. Then you need to create some kind of corrections and linkages with these data, with all these data sources, and that is called Power Query data modeling. And there is although this particular term, even if you don't remember, that's not X velocity. X velocity is actually the memory engine behind Power BI that works to create that data model, and with the help of that, then you get all your data available for your preparation of reports and dashboards. Okay, so this is your Power Query data model. And the final term that I want you to understand is DAX. DAX is called, DAX means data analysis expressions. Data analysis expressions. X somehow for expressions they are using X, but this is when you write a function in Excel, like you want to sum something, you put sum function. Correct. Right? That is the Excel formula language. Right? Excel has some pre-developed and pre-built formulas, so you can use those functions in Excel. Now the DAX is an advanced version of those formulas, and it works in Excel, it works in Power Query, it works in Power BI also. Okay, and this is the, if I may call it, the formula language. It's the formula language which you use to create different data subsets and sections that you want to use for your visuals and for your reports. Okay, like in if you want to find out the total population of a country, and you have the different states population, you can create the total population of that. For that, in Power BI, we will write a DAX function. Okay, so the two most important areas for data preparation and making your visuals work the way you want them to work are understanding Power Query and working comfortably in Power Query, and the ability to write DAX measures. Now measures are the formulas and functions that we create in DAX. They are called measures in Power BI. Okay, so these are the three areas: Power Query editor, then creating a data model in Power Query, and then writing DAX functions. These are the three key abilities to be able to generate good Power BI reports. Okay, and this ability will come with practice. Of course, I will get you started with it. I will give you what my plan is. That first, today what we are going to do, we are going to start with data, a simple data set, and then we are going to create a final report out of that data set. And that will give you the simple steps in each step. The first example is very simple, so you will understand the entire process, but then each process has in-depth working also. So the rest of the training will be understanding the depth of each step. Okay. So by end of the day today, you will learn how to start working with data, how to bring in data, and how to generate a report. And we will generate a report. We will create a Power BI report. The kind of report that I have shown you here, this visual, this kind of report we will create. And this is the data we are going to use, and we are going to create a report like this. Okay. So this is your inshallah first day progress,
Okay.
and by end of today you will be able to do this.
Okay, sir.
And
Okay.
rest of the training will be understanding each part in depth.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this
Okay,
is our basics. Let's close this presentation and let's open Power BI. And Power BI, this is my Power BI here. Right? I'll click on this and we will open Power BI, and I'll close my presentation. I'll leave it like that. It's okay. It's taking some time to open.
Yeah.
It's a little heavy software, so sometimes it takes time to open. This is how Power BI opens.
Okay.
This is your opening screen of Power BI, and here it is showing the files that I have worked with before. Okay, if I want to open any of these files, I can open. This is collaborate and share, and this is when I have the Power BI service, I can link it there, and for collaboration and share. And this is the information part. You can see what's new, because as I said, every month Microsoft issues a new update on Power BI. So if I want to see what's new in this month, this will tell me. Then Power BI blog, a lot of blogs are available, so you can get further insight from those blogs. These are forums. These are free forums available where you can share your thoughts, and you can get some help also if you're stuck with a project. And here is your tutorials. There are some built-in tutorials also that you can use for Power BI, but I don't want to go through that, so I'm going to click it away. Are you there? Yeah, are you there? Can you hear me, dear? I can't hear you. Yeah, are you there?
I'm here. I am here. I'm shifting my computer.
Okay. Tell me when you are ready. You are ready now?
Yes, I'm ready, sir. You can hear me,
okay. No? Yes, I can hear you. Okay. So I closed that opening screen, and now this is the Power BI screen that we will be working with. And on this, just to familiarize with what we have here, the screen says add data to your report. That means this is a blank file, and there is no data linked with this file. Okay. Now here it is showing some sources. Import data from Excel, import data from SQL Server, or from data into blank table, or try a sample data set. The Power BI will provide you sample data set if you click on that. But if I click on this, get data from other sources, I can click here, get data from other sources, or I can click on the get data here also at the top. This is your home tab, and these are just like any Microsoft product, there are tabs, so you can use these. If I click on this one, get data from other sources, then what you will see, it will give you all the possible sources that you can get data from. And here are all the sources, and it says all, and these are all the sources from where you can get data. See, the list is endless. The list is endless.
Endless, yes.
Right?
So that,
but these are, these are the categories now from file. I've clicked on the file, and these are the kinds of files from which you can get data. You can get data from workbook, Excel workbook. You can get data from text or CSV file. What is a CSV file? Do you know what is a CSV?
Yeah, that is just comma tab limited, delimited.
Comma separated values.
Comma
CSV.
separated values. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the kind of files. Normally, when you get data from an ERP system, the data comes out in the shape of CSV data.
Yes, correct.
Okay. So the next type is XML, and then JSON, and then you can get data from a folder in which there are multiple files. So Power Query will get, let's say you have 3 years sales data, and every year you have a separate file. So you want to get the data in Power BI, and you put all those 3 files in one folder, and you just guide your Power BI to that folder, and Power BI will pick data from all those 3 files together in one go. Okay. Then you can get data from PDF also, and then this is a Praquit, and then SharePoint folders and everything. So these are the kind of files from which you can get data. Then these are databases. These are all kind of databases from which you can get data.
Okay.
This Power Platform is Microsoft's own Power Platform. You can get data from Power Platform. Azure is online cloud computing service from Microsoft. So you can get data from Azure. You can get data from other online services. Here are other online services, and others list is also long. So you can explore when you have free time. You can explore this list, and you can get data from these sources anywhere you want to bring the data in. Okay, but I will cancel it. I will cancel it for the time being. But I want to show before we bring in any data, I want to show you this panel here. On this side, you see filters.
Yes.
And there were these arrows, these double arrows. If you click on these double arrows, you see these filters.
Yes.
These are the filters that you can apply on your data. And there is a kind of an eye symbol here. This eye symbol, if you want to hide this filters panel, then if you click on this will be hidden from your viewers. It will be available for you to see, but when you share your report with your target audience, and if you click here, these filters will be hidden. Okay. So I will collapse it again. Click on this and collapse. If I keep it open, there is one problem with Power BI, that you cannot expand this screen. The size will remain the same. Okay. So it's better to keep this filters collapsed, so that we only open them when we need them. Okay. And this is the visualization creation panel. Like in Excel, if I just let me open an Excel file also, so that we can compare it with Power BI file. I'm just opening an Excel file. Okay, so these are kind of visualizations that you can create in Power BI. So you select the visualization, and then you link data with it, and that graph will be created. And here under this, you will see the values. That means what kind of values you want to show in those visualizations. The term visualization in Power BI, in Excel, we normally use word charts and graphs.
Yes,
right?
correct.
But in Power BI, we say visualizations. Visualization can be a chart or a graph or even a data table. In Power BI is considered as a visualization. Okay. My computer is working very slow today. I don't know why. It is taking time to open an Excel also, simple Excel file. Anyways, okay. So these are the visualizations, and here you have the last section here. It says fields. Okay.
Yes, I saw. Yes.
I just want to show you an Excel blank file. Okay, what I was trying to show you is that if you go to this insert tab, in insert tab, you will see those charts possibilities, and here are the charts area that you can create. So this is the same in Power BI. You have this whole set of visualization that you can create.
Yes.
Okay, and the last thing that I was showing you, here you see fields, and at the moment it is collapsed because there are no data and there are no fields in this data. But if I expand it, and you will see the list here. If there is data associated with it, this will be the field. Okay, so this is the basic tour of your.
That is basically the database which you are connected to, or data source connected to.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So visualization pane also you can collapse. This also if you click it will be collapsed. But normally I keep it open because this is where most of the time we are working. We are bringing in data and we are creating visualizations. So I leave it open. On this end, you have 3 buttons here. Button number 1 says report. So when you click on this, that shows you this is your report area. Okay, in this area you create your reports. The second icon here, if I click on this, it shows you data, but there's no data associated with this file yet. So this part is blank, and the final here is the data model. Now this is how it looks. If you have more than one sources in one more than one tables or more than one data sources, then each source will be shown as a separate table, and then you will create these linkages with these tables. Okay, Power BI does that automatically, but you can create your own linkages also. So this is your data model view, this is your data view, and this is your report view. Okay, so this is your basic tour of your software. Now if it is clear, we can start bringing in some data file and linking with it. Is it okay? Is
yes,
it clear?
okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Clear.
So let's
clear.
Okay. So let's click on this one. Get data from another source. It should show me that list again.
I got it. I opened it.
Yeah, your computer is working faster than mine.
Yeah.
So here is your list. Now let's click on the file. Okay.
Yes.
And what we are going to get is we are going to get data from a CSV file. The folder that you received, you received from admin, it has some CSV files. Okay.
Yes, I said yes.
So if you click on text and CSV and say connect, here it says connect at the bottom, this yellow button here, connect.
Yeah.
Now it will ask you to give the source of that file. Here is now you have to browse to the place where you have saved that file. Okay, in my computer, that file is, I'm just going to that destination where the file is saved. Okay.
1 minute.
You have to navigate to that place where those files are saved. Now, this was the folder name 1-CSV files. Okay, click on this folder also, and the file that I want to open is the first file, which says countries. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's double click on this. Countries, yes. Double click on this.
I will just connect it again because I didn't extract the file. So
if you double click it, it will automatically take it. But do it again, no problem.
Yeah, countries. And I will say open.
I just simply double click on this, but open also works if you want to open it like that.
Okay. Done.
Now you see, now it is showing this this is called the preview of your data.
Okay.
Now Power BI is actually linking with that file and showing you what is in that file. This is the kind of data in that file.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now from this data, at the bottom, what you see, there are 3 buttons. One says load, which is yellow now.
Yes, correct.
And the other button says transform data.
Yes.
And the third one is cancel. If I cancel, this will be gone, right? If I click load, this will load the data as it is in my Power BI data model.
Okay.
But I don't want this data as it is. I want to transform this data before I load it into my Power BI. Okay. So if I click the middle button, transform data, click on this button, what is going to happen? It will open. Now this is the I call this Wonderland. Wonderland, and this Wonderland is Power Query Wonderland. It's a new software open now. We are now not in Power BI. We are in Power Query Editor.
Power Query.
This Power Query Editor actually edits. You can edit and transform and prepare your data for the report that you want to generate. Okay. And this data now is showing in Power Query Editor, and this Power Query Editor is similar to all other Microsoft products. You see these ribbons and buttons, and this is your data, and the data quality is all determined and showing everything that you see. Let's familiarize this, because you are not familiar with the Power Query before, so we have to familiarize with this also. There are a few features of this Power Query Editor. First, you see this Home tab. Then you see Transform. You want to, if I click on this, you want to transform any of the data. You can do that from Transform. You can add columns. You can. This is your view, and like you see this, there's a formula bar here, like in Excel also. And if you want to see this formula bar, it is visible. If you want to hide it, you see this formula bar, uncheck it, and this formula bar will be gone. But I normally keep it open. It's good to see. Then you have the other tools. These are advanced tools. I don't even use very often, but we can explore it sometime. But this is I'm just familiarizing you with what is this Power Query Editor. In this toolbars, then this is the area where it says queries, and in fact it says one query. Now query, if you are familiar with this term, query is actually a term which is used in database management systems. Whenever you are trying to get some data from a database, that process is called querying the database.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Or to get to query the database to get some information that you need. Okay. So here, this query means we have created a database query. Okay. So this is your queries address or number of queries. If you link, you can link countless queries to one data model. So it's not only that you bring in this data from countries, you can bring in data from anywhere. Okay. You can have 10, 20, 50 queries in this data model. No problem. That is number one. On the other side, on the okay, let's go to the bottom. At the bottom, here, if you see this area, you see this flash on the screen. At the bottom, you see this is the what you call data summary. It says there are 24 columns. Okay, 252 rows. 252 rows, and this is your total data size. Total 252 rows and 24 columns of data.
Yes.
Okay. Now this data is because it is less than 1000 rows. So here's the rest of the column. It is saying column profiling based on top 1000 rows. If your data has more than 1000 rows, then this will show you this profile based on 1000 rows only. Okay. Now what we mean by profile, on this data tab, if I show you the now I'm at the column heading. Now this column heading, now these column headings are showing the heading of each column. That was the first line in our CSV file.
Yes.
So that has become the heading of this data.
Okay.
Okay. Now, and this is the drop down filter. Here all these are actually the brief country code names. If you want to remove some of them, you just uncheck them and they will be gone. Okay. But we need all.
How you delete? You just.
If I just this says select all. If I unselect all, everything will be gone. Now I want to select a few. I click on them and only those will appear.
Okay.
But I want them all, so I will select all again, and then this is what I need. So I'll leave it like that. Okay. Now this is one. All the columns have this drop down, and you can select accordingly. Okay. Then on this name, on the other side of the name, you see a small icon. It says ABC in the first column here. It says ABC. This ABC actually means it's an indication for you that the data in this column is text data.
Okay.
It's text data. Okay. ABC means text data, and column 3 ISO code, it says 1, 2, 3. That means the data in this column is numbers, but non-decimal numbers. No decimals.
Yes.
If there were decimals, it will say 1.2.
Okay.
If you see 1.2, that means it's a decimal number, and if you see only 1, 2, 3, that means it's non-decimal numbers. Okay, but 1.2 does not mean that it will have 2 decimal points. It just means that it will be decimals. Okay, so this is your data type. Now this green line at the bottom is very interesting line. If I hover my mouse over it, it's you see this tooltip appearing. This tooltip is actually showing you the data quality. There are 252 rows in this data. There are 0 errors and 0 empty. That means there are no errors. Error means if the data in this column is mostly text data, and if somewhere you have numbers, then that it will show that there is there's an error. There's a different error. Okay, so that will be considered as error. Okay, and if there are some empty cells, those empty cells will also be shown here. Okay, so this is the tooltip, but even without the tooltip, this green line is actually showing that there is no inconsistency of the data. If there were some blank cells here, let's say half the cells are blank, then this green line, half of the green line will be black. This green line, this will change color also. So it will not be all green, but some of it will be black. Okay, black color. For blank, it will be black color. And if there are some errors, that means there is inconsistent data, then that portion of the line will be red.
Okay.
So this line will show three colors: green, black, or red. Green,
okay.
all green means there are no errors and there are no blanks. Black part means that portion of data is blank. They are blank cells. And if there is red color, that you will see that means there are errors in the data. Okay, so you have to understand that. Now this, after that, if you see this column here which says FIPS, in this FIPS column, I think there are a few blanks. So this part, this is blank. So now this end is showing black. The line end is showing black. There are other columns also where you see blanks. And
so there are three empty lines there. Three empty lines there.
Yes. So some part of the line is black.
Correct.
Okay. So that's your data quality indicator. You can see this data quality also if I go here, and if I want to show you, I'm in the view tab now. Okay. And I want to show white spaces, column distribution. Now this is showing your column distribution. This is your column profile. And this is now actually giving you numbers to fit. And this is your column profile. So this is your, so you can explore later on some other data file also how this column profiles work. Okay, but this line actually gives you all the information that you need. Okay, now the last thing, this formula bar here, you see this weird kind of code in this. This code is actually a language behind the scene that is making all this happen. And this language is called mQuery language. M for mango, mQuery, yes, mQuery language. So this what is written in this is mQuery language formulas. Okay, so this is the you don't need to learn this language. Excel keeps doing it by itself, but if you do get some familiarity with it, that's good. But you don't need to understand this code. Excel does it for you. Sorry, Power Query does it for you. Okay. Now let's go on the extreme right side of the screen, and this is called there are two things here. One is the properties, and the last thing is applied steps. Now all these steps that are used to transform and clean and prepare this data, they will all be listed one by one. Okay, and the purpose is that you have opened this file today and you are cleaning this file and you are preparing this file for your report, but tomorrow you get another file with the similar kind of data. You want to add that file to this data model. You will have to do all these actions again. But Power Query, what Power Query does, Power Query records all the steps, and when you bring in new data, it will perform all those steps automatically on that new data. Okay, so these actions are recorded here. Every action that you perform on this data will be recorded. Okay, now the first word here says countries in properties. This is the name of that file from which this data came.
Okay.
Right? So if I want to rename it, I can rename it here, and I'm going to change it from countries with small c. I will change it to countries with capital C. So this is my new name, countries. If I hit enter, you see here also it becomes countries now. My name of the query is also changed to countries.
Yes.
Okay, you can change it here also. If I double click on this, I can change it here also. Okay, but this is the right place to do it. So I have changed the name of the query. Now if I just want to see how did the source data look like, you see on this list, the first item is source. If I click on this source, single click, not double click. It didn't go there.
Yes.
You see what is happening? Let's look at the data now. Now it says, what are the column headings? Column headings are column 1, column 2, column 3. Right? So
Yes.
this was actually, this is how the data came. And the first step was, promoted has headers. So this has automatically happened. So this is my second step, promoted as headers, and then change the type. The type was, I changed this query. So no, it just changed, brought the data to see what type of data it is. So these symbols that appear, so this is what it is saying, change data type. So from whatever data it was, it is now identified as text data and number data and all that.
Yes.
So this is your step number 3. Understand?
Yes.
Now,
Clear.
Clear? Now,
Clear.
Another thing here. On the, so I've shown you the column headings, but there is another kind of this. You see this kind of table at the top of this row headings. This table. If you click on the side of this drop-down list, you see this entire list. Now this is all the actions you can perform on this data. Copy entire table, use first row as header, add column, add custom column, and all this you can do. You can add column from example, invoke custom function, add conditional columns, add columns. We'll practice some of them, mostly all of them during this course. But today what I want to do for this data, I don't need all of them. I don't need all these 24 columns. What I want to do for my report, I want this ISO 3 column, which is country headings. Okay. I want the display name. Okay. And I want population. There is somewhere population. And I want the area. I want to actually calculate how many people live in 1,000 square kilometers in each country. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do in the presentation, in that visualization that we created. We want to create this visual that we want to create. This is total population by country. This is population by the continent, and this is the population density. Okay, so we need the population. And we need population density, and we need continent. So this is what we are trying to achieve. So what we will do, we will keep these columns, and the rest of the columns we can eliminate. So let's go to this. Let's go to this number 1 here, and this is what is your selection. From this selection, what I want to do is I want to say choose columns or choose columns. Okay. You see here, choose columns. If I click on this choose, if I click on this choose column, it will give me the list of all the columns to choose from. And here is the list of all the columns. Okay. And the columns that I want to choose, I want to, you see there are all 24 columns. First of all, what I will do, I will remove this checkbox from select all. Okay, that's gone. Now I want to select ISO 3. Then I want to see display name.
Display name, okay.
Yeah, and there is area square kilometers. Where is area square kilometers?
Second last.
Yeah, area square kilometers. And the last one is population.
And continent also.
Wait. These are the 4 that we have selected. Okay. Continent, yes, we want to select, but I want to show you something else also. So I'm not selecting continent at the moment. I am not selecting continent at the moment. So this is your 4 items selected. Okay. Now if I say okay, all the rest of the columns are gone.
Correct.
Okay. Now we have only this data, only the data that we have selected, and now another step is added. And this step says remove other columns.
Remove other columns. Okay.
Right. So it has removed other columns. But now, if I had made this mistake, actually I did it deliberately, but if I had made this mistake and I had forgotten to add columns, continent, what I can do, I can go back one step. If I click on this, all my columns are back.
Yes.
Okay. I can delete this step, remove columns. Okay. And I can do it again. Okay. But again, I'm going to select those columns, choose columns. In this choose columns, I'm going to select those ISO 3.
ISO 3.
And display name.
Display name.
And area and population.
Area.
Okay.
And
still I did not select continent. Deliberately again. Now I want to amend this. Okay. You see this the gear icon at the end?
Yes.
When I hover on this, it becomes white.
Yes.
So if I click on this gear icon, this gives me the list again.
Yes.
And now I can select continent also.
Okay.
Okay. And here is the continent somewhere up.
Yes.
This is the continent.
Yes.
So now I have selected the continent. Now if I say OK, here it is. So there are two ways. If it is small change that you want to make, you can click on this and that will open the step for you, and you can amend the mistake that you made. Okay. If you want to do this, let's do it one more time. If I just delete this step, I'm back to my data in the previous step, and I can do this step again.
Choose columns.
Yeah, choose columns.
ISO 3.
Unselect all. ISO 3. And now this time we will take the continents. And this now display heading first. Display name. Then continent. And area and population. Now this is how it appears. And this is your ISO 3, display name, continent, area, square kilometers, and population. So this is your data. Okay. Let's do one more time. Okay. And I'm going to delete this. Okay. And let's do this choose column again. And in this choose column, this time my selection priority is different. I'm selecting ISO 3, display name, then I'm going to area square kilometers, population, and in the end I'm selecting continent. Okay. And now if I say okay, the sequence of your column does not change. Understand?
Yes.
This is the sequence of the columns according to your original data. Okay. Now, if you want this continent to go on the other side, that you can move this column on the other side. But for this data, we don't need to do that. So I'm just okay with this data here. Now, all I need to do is I just want to just amend the column headings so that we can they look better on our report. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, instead of this display name, I will remove the word display and I will say country name or name only. Country name. Okay. And continent is okay. Area square kilometers. I'll just leave it like that, area square kilometer, but I don't like this underscores, so I will just remove this underscore, area square kilometer and population. Okay, all done. Now I'm going to back to my first column, and you see now another step is added, and it says renamed columns.
Renamed columns. Okay, okay.
Right. So all these steps now, all these steps are listed, and our data is ready to be taken to Power BI. Okay. Now I should be, when I'm done with my data, I should be, if I was using some other this tab, transform or add column, I will go to home tab. Okay, and in this home tab, I will say close and load. But before I do that, I don't have population density. That means number of people per square kilometer.
Kilometers, yes.
Right. So I will add a column. Okay, and I go to my add column. Inside add column, what I'm going to do, how you perform density, you will divide population by area, right?
Correct.
That will give you the population density.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm selecting population. I'm holding down control, and I'm selecting area now. Area per square kilometer. Okay, I'm in add column tab. In add column tab, I will go to this. In the middle, you see the standard. Okay, in this standard, if I click at this drop down, and I will see divide. Okay, when I divide this, this gives me a new column. New column now. The title of this column is divide. Okay, and this divide is actually is a division of population by area square kilometer. And now you see the symbol here says 1.2.
1.2. So decimal.
That means it's decimals. Okay. Now I will and before, now this says divide because this is the action that we perform, divide. So column heading will automatically be divide. Okay. Now we need to change this column heading also. But you know, it's a good practice that you do if you perform all the other data preparation steps first, and then you choose your column, you change your column headings. So if I do another this name change, it has added renamed column as one step here. It will add one more step, rename column here also.
So the steps will increase.
Yeah, the steps will increase. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this remove column. Yes, delete step. It asked me delete step and I said yes, delete step. So that step is deleted. And you see my column headings are back to normal. Display underscore name and area underscore square kilometers. Now I will change the, you see, and when I did that, it is giving me this division error also. Because the column headings that I used, those they are not available. So it is giving me error now. And you see all of it is red. So this is giving me that step. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this insert column also. So my data is back to the place where I have where I had just added these columns. Okay. So now what I will do, first I will add a column. Okay, and add column this population. Hold control. Then area, then standard, and divide. Here is your column. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the heading changes, and instead of display name, I'm going to say country name. And area square kilometers. I will come here and just remove the underscore. And this divide, I'm going to say population density. Okay. And when I hit enter, and now you see that a renamed column step is added, and my inserted division is at the top of it. So my data is now ready. I should go back to home tab. Okay. And now if I click on this drop down at this end, which is close and apply, and I can say close and apply, or I can say just apply or close. If I close it, all this work will be gone. Okay.
Correct.
Now if I say apply, this will remain open, and data will be copied to Power BI also. So, but I don't need to keep this open. What I'm going to say now, I will say close and apply. And my Power Query editor is gone. Okay. And now I'm back in my Power Query. And it is loading the data now into Power BI. It's taking its time to load the data.
If the data source is so big, it will take time to load.
My computer is there is something wrong with my computer actually. It doesn't take that long. But I have.
So it is
I don't know.
because if you have multiple sources, it can take time. Or will it take time? Or
it can take time, yes, but not this long. This is very small data and very small file. It should not take long. My computer, after the class, I have to find some IT guy to check my computer why it is taking so long. I think there is some RAM issue or there is something that it is taking so long. Your computer is done already?
Yes, mine is done.
Yeah. Apply changes. Don't take so long. Finish it.
It's a small Excel file. It's a small Excel file, but still.
Yeah. There's some problem with my computer. It's working, but it's working at a very slow speed.
Slow pace, yes.
Actually, I keep doing a lot of things on this computer, and I never switch it off. So I think that's
the reason. Yes.
Yeah, memory is full somewhere. The RAM is full.
Everything will take time.
Yeah. Still working on it. Okay. Thank God, at last it is done.
Yeah.
Okay. So my data now, you see this fields pane, I had collapsed it, but now it is automatically expanded.
Yes.
And it is showing the table here, and this table's name is now countries.
Yes.
If I click on this arrow here, that it should expand, and it should show all the fields in this table.
Yes.
Okay. But don't do that. or here are your fields.
Hmm.
Okay, and in these fields, I want you to identify a few things here. In these fields, some of the fields have only the names, like this continent and country name and ISO 3. These are only names. But this is area square kilometer and population density. It has this sigma symbol attached with it. Now this is an indication that these columns are number columns.
Okay.
This is numerical data, and this is text data.
Text data. Okay.
Okay, and you can use this to build the visuals. Now this is your report page. Okay, and this is your data, and it should give you the data view, because now we have data in this file. So this is giving you the table, and this is your saying that it should show the data also.
It's showing.
Yeah, it's taking time for me. Okay, so you've seen on your computer, right? Here it is. Here is your data, and this model, because we have only one table, so this table is showing. If there were more than one table, then it will show the connections also.
Yes.
But this is the table, this is your data, and this is your report view. Okay. Now, in Excel, you have to create some chart. What you do, you select your data and the data range, and then you go to the chart type and select your chart type, and then the chart is created. Okay. Now, if I want to create a chart here, or visual, that's what we call in Power BI. If I want to create a visual, and that visual will be starting from let's put a visual for the country population. If I just go to population, and I just click it here, you will see a population chart type appearing here. I just clicked on the population, and here is the chart for population. It automatically created by default a bar chart, and this bar chart is giving you the sum of total population. Okay, so this is your starting of the visualization. And every visual that you want to create, you can start like that. Let me delete it. Let me uncheck this. And the visual, and now when I uncheck this population, the visual is there, but it has no data. Okay, now if I delete this, I delete this visual, select it and delete it. Okay, now next thing what I'm going to do is, I'm holding down this population, I'm pulling it in, and I'm just throwing it here.
Again the same thing.
Yes, it did the same thing again. Okay, and you see this is your visualization pane, and under this visualization pane, now you see these are the chart elements. The type of chart that you have selected, by default it has selected a column chart, and you see there are things here. Add data to the field here, then this is y-axis and the legends and all that, x-axis and legends and all. I'm talking about this visual. And in the values, y-axis values, there's population. See? Understand? So this is what it is showing. And if I just delete this visual also, okay, and I want to create a visual, and the visual I want to create is this column chart. I clicked on this column chart. Okay, now I bring in this population and I add it to this y-axis values. Again, you get the same chart. Correct?
Correct. I also done. Yes.
So all the possibilities that you are trying, you can get the same chart by 3 ways. First, I told you just click on this and it will create a chart for you. Okay. Second, you just pull it and drag and throw it here. It will create the chart. The third one, I selected the chart. And now what I want to show on this chart, I want to show the population. So I bring that and it will show you. Okay. Now I want to show this population by country. Okay. Now let's do that. If I pull this country name. Okay. If I pull this country name and throw it on this chart, it says population by country name, but it hasn't done anything. Why? It went on the, it should show. I think my computer will show it is going on the x-axis. Did your chart work?
Yes, when I throw the country name into it, it showed me, yes, it has gone to my x-axis. Yes, China, India, United States, it's gone like that.
Like this. Yes. Yeah, my computer is slow, so that's why. Now this chart, let's enlarge it a bit. Let's enlarge the chart. And this is what this has done now. When I throw that countries on that, that's how this chart looks like now. So what this is doing is linking now the population of each country with the chart. And these two, China and India, they are very big in terms of population. So that's why other are very small.
Very small.
Right? Okay. Yes. I'm removing this country name again. Okay. Yes. And if I just bring this country name to legend, I'm just pulling this to legend here. See, now this becomes a separate bar like this. Okay. So instead of legend, if I remove this country name from legend and bring it to x-axis,
it becomes the order.
It becomes the same chart. Okay. Now this chart like this, if it is not looking good, and as I'll refer you back to my this, I want to make it like this. How we will do that? Let's select this chart, and I want to make it a horizontal bar. This is my horizontal bar. I just selected the chart and clicked on the other type of bar, and that chart is converted to that bar now. And now this is how I want to make my chart look like. Okay. This is your chart. This is population by country name.
Population by country. Yes.
By country name. You want to filter this chart by continent also. Let's select the chart and continents. Select the continents. This is your continent selection now. All the countries in Asia will be red color, red, and the other continents will be different colors.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so this is your by continent, yes. Okay, and for the time being, I'm going to remove this continents, and this is by country. It is back to country. Okay. Now, any questions up to now?
No, it is very clear, sir.
Very clear and very
Very
easy
clear.
to perform. Very
Very
clear
easy.
and very, yeah.
Yes.
Up to this, it is clear and easy. And now let's add another visual. This time, what we are going to do, we are going to have you used a tree map chart in Excel?
Tree map. Yes.
Tree map.
No. Tree map. No. Tree map. No.
Okay. This is a tree map visual. And we have to wait for my Excel to respond. And Excel, I keep saying Excel, my Power BI. Okay, here is the tree map visual. Okay. On this tree map visual, what we want to show is, we want to show population by continent. Okay. So first thing I want to do is I want to bring in continent and I want to bring population. Where is population? Here is population. To take it. Here is your population by continent.
Okay. Sir, which is the icon for this field map? This tree map?
This one here.
Okay.
When you hover over this, it will show tree map. Okay. And this is the tree map actually. And I want to format it a bit.
My continents, it didn't work. It is showing blank. So,
But because when you put continents only, it will not do anything. Then you have to add population to it.
You have to add population into it. Yes.
Yeah, then it will work. With continents, it will show blank.
Yeah, it will work because it is the basic thing. Because there is no count for that. Yeah.
Yes, for when you are adding continents only, it is just adding these fields.
Yes.
How much population in each field, that will come from the population.
Population field, yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is your tree map chart. Okay. Now the last thing I will do is I just bring in countries, country name, and I'm just clicking on the country name and throwing it here.
Yes. I think we have to.
It says my country is disabled. Why it is disabled? I was
Option and settings. So then you have to take settings.
Yeah. Okay, options and settings.
Options.
Global
option setting global.
Is global. This is as I told you, every time every month they
every month they keep on changing their settings. Huh?
Yes. So the last time I did, I was making this map chart easily, but this time it is now asking me to. But I don't find it.
Go to security.
Global. Security.
Security.
Yeah. Security, yes.
And out. Use maps. Use maps and field map visuals.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I checked it, and I have to wait now for this to start working. Yesterday it was working fine, but today it is too slow. It's working with you now?
Yes, it worked.
You see the map chart?
Hmm.
So we will wait for a few minutes until my computer starts working.
It's filtered, so you have to remove the filter.
Wait, let this come back. So
Yeah. Here also it is slow. Here also it is slow.
yeah, but it should come. File.
But my something is missing in my lab.
Options and something is missing.
See, in this continent, if you want, because we can in this population by continent, we can adjust the font size. No, that is possible, right?
That we will do. But in another session, this session we are just building basic reports.
Yeah, that is the only thing I also do. My map worked. That just now worked.
Just now.
Yeah.
Mine is still not working. Let's delete this and try one more time.
Yeah.
I will. Now we have enabled that, and now let's see. Yeah, it is working now. But it is working. It's not giving me map. It's I brought in wrong visual. I have to bring in
Country name.
Country name.
It will take time.
Yeah, it will take time, but now it is not immediately saying the. Yeah, it is working now. It is giving me the something.
Yeah.
Okay. Here is the globe and here is the numbers, but they don't look any different from each other. They look the same. So just to add something to this visual, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in the continent, and so I'll throw it here. And that looks better now.
That looks better, yes.
Right? That looks better, and that gives you the kind of view.
Yeah.
And this is what we actually were trying to look for in the beginning. This is the kind of report I showed you that we will create when we create this report. This is the report.
Yeah.
Right? It's very, the basic is very easy.
Yes,
right?
basically yes.
It's not difficult to create. We brought in data, and we
purified the data.
Yeah, and we transformed the data a little bit, and we have created this Power BI report. This is one Power BI report created based on that file. Okay. Now let's look at few of the properties of this report, and these properties are, if I just want to see what is the Yeah. You there?
Yes, I'm there, sir.
Okay. What I'm saying, once we have created these visuals, now let's look at some of the interactivity of these visuals. If I want to see the population of Asia, let's click on Asia here. This is Asia. Asia is the largest continent in terms of population.
Yes.
Okay, if I click on Asia, you see this map chart is also showing Asia only now.
Yes, yes, yes.
And this interactivity, and these are dimmed now. Only Asia is dark. And this chart also, only Asian countries are dark blue, other countries are all light blue.
Light blue, yes.
So the entire report on this page, entire dashboard on this page is showing Asia focus now.
Yes.
I want to change back to global. Click again on Asia and everything is back to normal. I want to see Africa. Click on Africa. And now you are seeing Africa on this map. You are seeing Africa here and you are seeing Africa here as dark countries.
Yes, yes.
Dark blue countries. So this is the automatic interactivity created by Power BI.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is your interactivity. You want to see Europe. Here is Europe. This is North America.
Yes.
North America. South America. And last is Australia.
Australia.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is your interactive map charts, interactive Power BI report, and it's working for all the charts together. You want to see here, if I click on this one here, if I click on China,
everything changed.
Everything is now showing China only. This population is, this map is China, this population of Asia is showing only China, and others are all dimmed out. Okay, and when I'm hovering on this tooltip also appears. This tooltip says Asia, population of Asia, and the slice is actually Asia, so this is why it is showing Asia population only. And highlighted area, this is the area highlighted, is 1.33 billion.
Yeah.
This is old data. Maybe now it has changed to 1.4, but old data is 1.33. So that's why it is saying highlighted area is 1.3. If I click on India, here is India now. And India, the population is 1.17.
Maybe English more.
Yeah, a bit more. This is older data. And so this is the highlighted area.
I got it, sir. Very clear.
Okay. So this is your interactivity, and this is your basic data modeling and preparation of data for the sake of calculation of your visualizations.
Yes,
but before you create a visualization and before you create a report, actually the first step that you need to do is to visualize what your report will look like.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
What you need, exactly what you need.
Yes. Once you visualize your report, and then your visualization will be, then you will work backwards. You will decide on what kind of process you will apply and what kind of data that you need. Okay. So that's the target. So that's why I always start this course like this, that I give you a simple data set, and on the basis of this simple data set, I let you prepare this report. So this is, if you want to say in a nutshell what Power BI does, this is what Power BI does.
Yes.
Okay. We have data. We have linked the data to our Power BI data model. through Power Query. In Power Query, we transformed data. We selected the relevant data only, and that data then we have used to create these visualizations. And this is our report. It is giving you the interactivity, and it is giving you all the information that can be extracted from this data.
Yes.
Okay, now let me show you another item here. And on this page, we have seen most of it, but there's a plus sign. This plus sign can be used to add new pages to this. Now there's a new page. It has the same data, same other things, but this builds some visuals here. So with this data, you can build some visuals. But before I do that, I want you to take you back to our data model. In our data model, we have these 5 columns, and these are country name and continent and the area square kilometers and population. Population density is the calculated column that we created.
Yes.
Right? This is the column that we created. It was not there in the original data, but we created this column. Okay. Now this column, we should not in data modeling word, we say that if you need to calculate something, you can calculate without even adding a column to the data, because when you add a column to your data, that addition will make your data heavy. Okay.
Correct.
Because this is more information stored in the data model.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of this calculation, instead of adding this column, what we could have done, we could have created some measures, and those measures would do the same job as this column is doing. Let's look at our report. Where are we using this population density? We are using this population density in this map chart here. Right?
Correct.
This is where we are using this population density. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create some measures, and those measures we are going to use for the same purpose. And I will show you that it gives you the same result if you create a column or you create a measure. Okay, and because when you add a column, you add data, and that data will take more space in your system, and that will make your data heavy, and heavier the data, more time it will take to process.
Yes.
Okay, so now what the next thing that we are going to learn is we are going to learn how to create some measures. Okay, but before we do that, let's create a table here on this sheet, and in on this table, then we will bring in some data, and we will try to understand the difference between the column data and the measures data. I'm going to add a table. Here is it. This is card. Where is the table? I think this is the table.
Yeah.
Again, it will take some time for my computer to respond. Here is a table. On this table, what we want to bring in is the country names. Okay, and I want the population density, population and area square kilometers and population density. These are the 3 things that I will bring, and I will enlarge it so that we can see all the items. Okay, and this is my table. It is giving me the total population. You see, it is saying total population 6.8 million. And now the total population in the world is more than 7 billion. So this is an old data, and it's not giving you the correct numbers, but we are trying to understand how Power BI is working, so there's no problem with that. Okay. And now this table visual is a good visual where you can sort each by each column also. Now this population is the highest population at the top, which is China, then India, and then United States and other countries. If you want to sort by area, this is sorted by area. Highest area is Russia, then Antarctica, and then Canada and United States. Okay. Instead of population density, highest density is Monaco. Monaco is 16,000 people per square kilometer. So this is your data, right? Now you want to format this data a bit, and I want to format like this. And where should I go? I should go to format. And in format, I want in this column, I will go to population density here. And here, when I click on this population density, this is actually title of my column. Okay. If I click on this population density, this formatting tab opens, and in this formatting tab, actually what you see is it is showing thousands and thousand separators and 2 decimals. That's what I should be showing here. The formatting is general, and it is showing the ungrouped data, and this is showing you the decimals that you need. If you want to convert it to percentage, you can convert it to percentage also. But this area should be numbers, so it is numbers. Okay. So so this is one. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a measure, and that measure will be the name of that measure. I'm going to use only density, and that we are going to test it then, that if it gives you the same result or not.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to our home tab, and I'm going to create some measures. And in my data model, where are measures? I will go to my data model, and in this data model, not in this model, but new table, new measure. I'm in this table now.
Table tools.
Okay. Table view, yes. Okay, and table tools. Here it says new measure. Okay. I'm going to write a measure. And when I click on this, a formula bar is open for me. Okay. And here on this side, you see a calculator kind of thing. And there's a name also, measure. Now, because I have not put any name for this, so it is giving me the name measure. And this measure, the formula is open for me now. So I have to write a formula to create this measure. Okay. Now I need actually some intermediary measures, and then I will use those intermediary measures to create my final one. Okay. So because I'm calculating population density, so I need first the population, and I need area square kilometers, and then I will use that to calculate my population density. Okay. So my population column, what is the name of that column? Is population.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one I'm going to name this as pop. Okay. Or total population. Let's say total population. I will call this measure as total population. Okay. And this is equal to, this total population is equal to sum. I'm going to sum and sum, when I start sum, just like Excel, I typed sum, and it is showing me the sum possibility. If I hit tab now, my sum function has started working, and this sum function now is now giving me the what I want to sum. I want to sum the population now. Okay, and where is this population? It is in the table. The name of the table is countries. So I have to make the name of the table countries, and inside countries now it is asking me what I want to sum. Here I want to sum population. Okay, so it is my sum complete. I will close this, and my measure is complete now. It is giving me total population. This is the name of the measure, total population, and my measure is done. And now if I want to bring in population, I can use this also, total population measure. Now I will create another one, new measure. And this measure is going to be, I will name this as total area. Okay, again, when I clicked on this new measure, you see this measure is appearing and this formula bar is ready for me to write it. So I'm saying total area is equal to, okay, and again I'm going to use the sum function. Okay, sum function in which table? Countries. Countries. And what I want to bring in? I want to bring in area square kilometers.
Yes.
Area square kilometers. So that's my total area. Okay, so 2 areas. So now I have these 2 areas done, and the 2 measures done. Now I need to create a division. I have now done the total population and total area. So I will divide total population by total area to get my
population density.
Population density, correct. And now I want you to I want to introduce you to a new button, and I used new measure before, but here is a quick measure. This quick measure, when I know I have 2 or 3 or 4 parameters, this quick measures helps me to generate a measure also. And this generation, let's see how it works. I have the I can select the calculations, what I want to do with this quick measure. I want to create a division.
Division.
Yeah, here is a division. Okay, and it is asking me what should be the numerator and what should be the denominator. Here I have to find out my denominators and numerators in this list here. This should open the list for me here. Now what I'm putting at as a numerator, it should be total population. This total population. Okay, and the second measure is total area, that it should give me the as denominator. Okay, and this division I can change. I cannot change the name here. It will be division, but once I'm done, I've created the measure, then I can change the name. Okay, when I say okay, I should see a third measure appearing here, and here is my third measure.
Total area.
Yeah, now total area, this division actually. If I extend it a bit, you see total area divided by total area. Total population divided by total area. This is the name, right?
This is the yes.
Okay, so let's double click on this and I can change the name of this measure. And now what it is showing the formula here, and in this formula I can change the name. So I'll change the name and I'll call it density.
Yeah, density, yes.
Only density. Okay, so this is my measure name. Hit enter. And this becomes density. See, in the formula also it says density. Okay. So my if I go to report view, I have now 3 extra items on this data, which is density and which is total area and total population. Okay. So now what I wanted to show you actually, now I'm bringing this density to my measure, to my table actually. Now it didn't come.
Yes. Yeah, it is telling.
And it is telling. It's the same result.
Same result, yes.
Okay. So now what this actually demonstrates is that you do not need this extra column in your data. Right?
Yes.
You can visualize your data. You can create measures. Those measures you can use to build your visuals. Okay. So this gives you the additional tool to create measures. And I have demonstrated another quality of the data model here, that I created these 2 measures. One is the total population and total area measure. And then I use these 2 measures to create this third one, which is the density. Right?
So, yes. One question is that why we created the measure total area and total population? For what was the basic need? Because we have to get the density.
Yes, and what we are doing actually, it's a good question. You know, are you familiar with the pivot tables? In Excel, we create pivot tables.
Yeah.
What pivot table does? If you create a pivot table in Excel,
it summarizes the sheet, basically.
It summarizes the sheet, basically.
Yeah.
But like if we consider this as a pivot table, and we bring in a value field which is population, and we bring in these names as country names. What pivot table does, if there are more than 1 items with the name of Monaco, what it will do, it will merge all the population of Monaco, and it will give you a sum. Right? This kind of reference is called a row reference. So the data is being summarized according to the row headings. Now, if I bring in a new table, let me bring. No, I cannot. I should this table was selected. So if I bring another table, that will interfere with this one. Now that is not selected, I will bring another table. And it is going to take time. Here is another table. Now in this table, I will bring in continents. Okay. Now if I bring in population, okay, and if I bring in total population, you see this is giving you the same result.
Yes, correct.
Why I use this total population? Because I already have a population column. So I cannot use the same name in my measure. Okay. So I use this total population to create the similar measure. Now this density also. population density, and density I can bring in, and it will give you the same result. Okay. Yes, you were asking some question.
Yeah. No. See, basically, what happens is that we are the total population. We are taking for in a continent's basic. That is why we are taking the total population there as a measure.
Yes. Yes.
So first we total all the total population and keep. Then we will total all the area and keep.
Yes.
Then what we do? Then we for density, what we do? We divide for
Total
density
population by total
area. Total population by total area. So in this case, what happens? If you see, Africa's density became 34 here.
Yes.
So it has the population density is only 5.3, but when it came to density, it is 34.
Say again. No, it should not be, but because you know here the it should not be like that. You see, population densities are the same here.
Population. That is country wise. So it again country wise means it should be here also the same. All the countries total together
should
in
be
Africa.
The same. Should be the same.
Now it came. Now it came. No, now
it is the same. It was.
No,
I
Africa,
think it was.
Africa, it is showing 5.3 population density, and density is 34.
Africa is wrong. There is some problem with Africa. Maybe data issues.
Data issues are there. Maybe yes.
Yeah, but you see, Europe is correct.
Europe is correct. Yes.
Asia is not correct.
Maybe some countries are included. That is why maybe.
Yeah, some countries maybe there may be data errors. If it is doing correct in country wise, it will do the same correct in continent wise also. But you see this population and total population, they are bringing the same numbers.
Same number, 68 and 68. Correct.
I think there is some problem with the total area calculation.
Total area calculation.
Maybe some countries' total area is not correctly reflected. That's why it is creating that issue. Okay.
So what we are trying to achieve here is we don't create a separate
column.
We don't create a separate column called population density. Instead, we create
measures.
Yes.
Yeah. We create measures, and those measures we use to calculate this density. Because you see, this data is only 252 rows, but real life data can be 7,000 rows, 7,000 rows, or 70,000 rows maybe, or 1 million rows. So in that case, your processing of data will be a problem if you add unnecessary columns and data fields. Okay.
Okay,
so
sir.
Let me delete this visual, and I will go back to my page 1, and here we will see a few more things on this visual. Let's say this visual. Now this is my tree map, and on this tree map we have so many things that you can change, and this is your category and continent, and this is your visual data to your visual. If I go here, it says format your visual. Okay, so when I click on this format visual, now in format you can this is visual and this is general. We go to visual, and in this visual you want to format legend. Legend is off, but if you want to make legend on, first of all it is on. Now this is the legend. Continent, Asia, Europe, these are the continent colors. And now you can, this is the legend, and you can change, this is the position of the legend. Top left. What are other positions? You can make it top center. You see where is the legend now?
Yes, yes. It has changed.
Yeah. So top left, I will leave it. Then text. Here are the text possibilities. Current is Sage 60, Sage 10. You want to make it bold, italic, or underline. Then this is the colors. You can change the color. Okay. And then this is title. Title is on. If I switch it off or on. So this is your visual level formattings. Colors. You want to add colors, you want to change. Here are colors. Asia color is this, and Africa you want to change, you can change. Here are data labels. Data labels, what are the colors? Color at the moment is white. For data labels, you want to change it, you can change. You can change the font size. Font size current is 9. Let's say it doesn't look good. I make it 16. I make it bold. And when, where do I say okay? Did it change?
Yes, it changed. I'm changing also.
Yeah. It taking time on my computer. So you can do all that. You can change, you can see where it is going. This is your visual level settings. And this is your last. Add further analysis to your, this we will do in a later report later on. But here, this is your visual, and this is your formatting of the visual. You can, for this particular visual, you can change legend, color, data labels, and category labels. So this is your visual level formatting. When we go to country, this chart, in this country chart, this is your, again, these are your visual changes, visual level formatting changes that you can apply to. And this is your next, this chart. Every chart will have different what you call formatting options. Now this is a horizontal bar chart. For this bar chart, there are all different kind of formatting.
Different kind of, yes.
Yeah, x-axis, y-axis, legend, and small multiple titles, multiple grids, grid lines you want, zoom slider. This is your zoom slider. You can add zoom slider also, bars and data labels and plot area backgrounds. You can change plot area background also. If I click on this, and here are the plot area backgrounds. You can bring in your own selected plot area background also. Image fit, transparency, and if I want to bring in my selected plot area background, I can bring in my own chart also. So whatever you want to do. But these are the areas I don't claim to be an expert on, and I don't go too much deep in this.
On the visualization, right? Basically,
again?
how you want to present it.
Yeah, it's the formatting of the visuals, and the possibilities are endless. So and to some extent, I think it's a waste of time if you are wasting too much time on this. But basic data preparation is done. Your basic presentation is complete. So your what you call the functional part of your Power BI report is done. Okay, and what we have learned so far, we have learned how to link data, how to bring data in Power Query.
Yes.
How to transform and structure data in Power Query.
Yes.
Then how to link it with the Power BI, how to create visuals based on that data. And we have seen the interactivity of the visuals, how they connect with each other, and how the whole report shows the area selected in one particular visual. And then we learned the basics of measures, how to create a measure, and how to use that report in that measure in your report. Okay, so that's what we have done so far. Any question, any comment, or anything that you want to ask?
No, this is absolutely clear for me, sir. This is absolutely clear.
Okay. We will take a break now. Let's say about 15 minutes.
Okay,
and when we come back, we will continue with this.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. I am back.
I'm back too.
Okay.
Very good. But you have logged in from one computer only now?
Yeah, only from one computer, sir. The other one I am using as Power BI.
Okay. Otherwise, you are using okay, not online. Okay, no problem. So we have done our basic report. We will add a few more measures, and then we will we'll do some filtering on this, and we will add some slicers to this. So this will be now we are trying to refine and look other what you call possibilities to slice and dice our data in different ways. Okay, so this is what we are going to do in the rest of the session, and we will add a few more measures and a few more visuals also. On this page, what I want to show you, I want to show you a card visual. And if I click on this card visual, let's see, this becomes a card. And on this card, if I say I want total population, if I just bring this population measure here, population is 7 billion. So that's your card. Card visual. We can resize it. This is your card, and I bring another card visual, and now I'm bringing total population. This is also 7 billion, and one of them is this one is the second card visual that I created is done from a measure. This total population measure, and this I did from population because there is no other linkage here. That's why it is taking the total population. Okay. Now let me bring in another visual, and this time I'm bringing the pie chart, or let's do this donut chart. This donut chart, I want to bring in the countries, continents, and I want to bring population for the continents. Here is the population now. Okay, and interestingly, when I click on Asia, these two also change. Now it's only showing the Asian population.
Asian population, yes.
Okay, and in this table also, it is showing only the Asian countries.
So all these things are interrelated, basically.
All these things are interrelated, yes. And that's the good thing about Power BI, that you don't need to create these interlinkages. They are automatically available, and you click on something, and that will give you the total representation of all the countries. This is now population of the continent, and this continent is I think Australia. The smallest is Australia, so this is Australian continent. Okay, so this is your visual, and this card is called the card visual. And what I was showing you, I was trying to show you that this card visual also can be linked with the other visuals. Now, before we go into filtering, I will add another measure here, and I'm going to bring in the global population and population percentage. Now, global population will be here in this. It is giving you the global population, total population, I mean. But now, if I click on something, it changes. If I want the total population to remain unchanged, I will have to create a measure for that. And that measure, I'm going to my data table, and I'm going to create a new measure now. And this new measure, I'm going to call global population. Okay.
New cube measure. Okay.
Global population. This global population is equal to, and now I'm going to create another function. This is a DAX function. I'm going to say calculate. This is the function I'm going to use. Calculate, and calculate what I want to calculate. I want to calculate population.
Calculate
population.
Total population.
Yes, total population, because we have already put a measure already, total population.
Yes,
that's why it is using those that total population. Okay, and now why I use this calculate, I could have used the sum also, because when I will write this and then I will explain. When I put this calculate sum, it will sum, but according to the reference. If I put this measure on a continent wise table, that will give me the population, total population according to that continent. But in this one, in this measure, what I want is I want the total population of all the countries. Okay, so here I'm saying I'm disregarding any filtration. If I say all, this all now is going to disregard my filter. You know, the idea of this data manipulation is that when you put a row title, and when you bring in some information against that row title, all the information is filtered with reference to that row. Understand what I'm saying? Are you there? Are you there, Jaya? Jaya, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Can you? It got unmuted. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, what I was saying, when you are writing, when you put in information on a visual, it gets filtered according to that row title. Correct? But what we want in this particular measure, we want all the global population to be totaled and not to be filtered.
Okay? So that is why we are using the all function.
Yes, all, and this all I am using all of what? All countries. Right? All countries. That will give you the total. So that's my calculate function complete, and it should be working. And now let's go to our report page, and I'm going to remove one of these buttons, and instead of this I will bring another card, and on this card I will bring now global population. This is also 7 billion, no difference here, because it's the same population we are working with. But now if I click on Asia, this changes, but this does not. Understand what I've done?
Okay, so if you say Asia will show you 4 billion, but the global, yes, out of the 7 billion, 4 billion is from Asia.
Yes. So this global population, because we have removed filtering in our formula, that is why that filtering is not happening here.
The filtering is not happening here. So we did the global population, but in other population, other formulas, we only sum the area square kilometer.
area or population per country, but in this we used a calculate function, and calculate function helps us to play around with the filters. And
Okay.
what we did in this particular measure, we removed the filter, which is the country name filter. We said we want information for all the countries together.
Yes,
okay,
all the countries together, yes. But
all
the
countries.
other measures were like filters. Sum is equal to country share. So it is filtering by areas per kilometer in our total area, and in total population, filtering by population.
No. What I'm saying, the filtering is done with reference to the row heading.
Row heading, yes, row heading. So you are saying it is countries. Okay, country.
Here, let me bring another table. And this table, I want continents, okay, as my row headings, and now I want the population as my population. So what is happening in this table? It is totaling all the population for Asia, for Africa, for Australia, for Antarctica and all. So this is totaling all the population. This is called the row context. The filtering or totaling or aggregation is happening with context to the row heading. All the countries' population is being summed up according to the row heading. All the countries which are in Asia, for example, here in Asia, all the countries who rise in Asia, their population is being summed up here. But in this visual, if I bring in this global population measure that I just created, you see it will show this all the population against everyone.
Everyone, okay.
Because in the formula we removed the what you call filter reference.
We removed the filter reference, yes.
Yes, we removed the filter reference. So it is giving you the same number everywhere.
Everywhere it is. Yes. That is the use of calculate formula.
Yes, that's one use of calculate formula. There are many other uses, but this is one use. Okay. And why I did this? Because there are some functions where you need total population as denominator. Let's say you want to calculate the percentage of African calculation, percentage population of Africa as a global population. If you want to calculate that as denominator, you need total population.
Total population, yes.
But if you put the formula as population in the bottom, then that will filter it according to this context, row context. To avoid this filtering, what we have done, I've written a measure here, and this measure is actually removing that filter context and is giving you the total population. Now, if I calculate, if I now put another measure here, and that measure I will do is a percentage of global population percentage, and then let's see how this measure works. New measure, and now I'm writing population percentage. Okay. Now this measure, I'm going to use this formula here. I'm going to put population as my upper part of the formula, which is total population.
Percentage, you have to, how the percentage syntax work?
I said percentage. Say again. I didn't understand the question.
Syntax for population. It is percentage signal.
No, yeah, percentage. I just typed it. This name, I just typed it. Population percentage. Percent ADE.
Yeah.
What we are trying to calculate, the percentage population of each country as a global percentage.
Okay.
We want a country at the top and bottom should be the global population.
Okay.
Okay. So total population. Total population. What is it? When I type population, it says total population because I've named it like that. Okay. And divide it by, again, I need global population actually. So, but when I type population, it will give me global population. And so I'm sorry, there was a phone ringing. Okay. I will hit now enter, and that will give me global population. Okay. So this is your population percentage and global population. And if I hit enter, now I've got another measure. Okay. And now if I go to this page now, report page number 3, and if I want to put the percentage population now, and I will bring in this measure, population percentage, where is that? Here is population percentage, and if I bring it in and I expand it, here is the population percentage now. Asia is 60%, right? And this is your percentage population. And now you want to convert it to percentage. Let's go to
the formula for that is total population divided by global population, no?
Yes. Simple division.
Simple division, yes, but my percentage is not working. Maybe it has a
because maybe this global population measure is not working. So you have to check this global population measure.
Global population is working, so 68. Then I put the population percentage. It is showing as 0.111 only. Okay,
yeah. So let's convert it to percentage. This will show. Mine is showing 0.15, 0.00, 0.60, 0.11 for Europe. Okay. And now we will convert it to percentage. Let's click on this population percentage. And here it is showing the formatting options. And now if I click on this percentage, this should become percentage now. You see now it is showing percentage. 14%, 60%, 10%, 7%, all that.
Global population. Total population divided by global population. Global population. So if you come to tables and if you say page 3 and if you bring population percentage to it,
It's working now?
Yeah, no, sir. So
No?
population, total population and global population.
Still not working?
No.
First, let's go back to your measure for global population.
Okay.
Okay.
Global population measure is equal to calculate total population all countries.
Yeah, but not like this. Calculation is calculate, then the bracket
total,
starts.
Total population.
This is inside the straight bracket, right?
Yes, correct.
Comma,
all countries.
All and inside bracket is countries. Yeah.
Countries. Double bracket close. So the global population is okay.
Okay, and did you create this this global population card?
Yes, global population card is also working.
Very good. And now our
percentage
measure for population percentage.
Yes.
This is simple measure. You have total population.
Total population divided by
Total population is coming. Total population is coming inside brackets, right? Straight brackets.
Yes, straight brackets.
And then divided by global population.
Divided by global population.
Yeah, in this also inside straight brackets.
Straight bracket. And
should hit enter.
I hit enter. Yes.
Yeah. It should work. Does it, if it is not working, it gives you an error message actually. If it is not giving you error message, that means your formula and your calculation is correct.
Formula and this is correct, yes. So I will remove this. I'll go to this chart, continent, and I have population percentage, and I have population percentage.
Yeah.
Population percentage is for me it is showing like 001. It is not showing like your report. Some problem is there.
Okay. No. What is it showing for Asia? Check what is it showing for Asia.
1.
1.
1. Numerical 1 it is showing. So I think my population measure.
Actually, I think your total population is not working. That's the problem.
Yeah, my total population is not working maybe.
Yeah.
Total population is equal to some country's population.
The total population measure is let me show you the formula for total population. Yeah, it is some country's population.
Some country's population, yes. Some country's population. That is, yes, that is working.
That's working. Let's go to report and let's test it somewhere. Let's create a card here. Let's create one card. And this card, I will pull it this card. Why it is sitting here? You should be sitting here.
I will put total population.
Total population, yes.
7 billion.
This is working.
This is working.
Oh. Yeah, why it is not working in that formula? Can you copy that measure that you are creating and put it in the chat? Put it in the chat. Let me see.
Okay.
Copy the measure that the percentage population measure that you are creating. Copy it and put it in the chat.
1 minute, sir. Just to put in the chart, I have to open the computer.
You have to go there. Yes.
No problem. It is there. 1 minute, sir. Did you saw it, sir?
I am seeing. I'm checking. Population percentage. Total population. You have named them like this? Total
yes, I have
population.
named them like this. Yes. Same like what you did, I named them same exactly to avoid confusion. Because
There
my
is no
population.
reason. Yeah, this is correct. This is correct. Your formula is correct. I don't know the reason. I can't understand the reason. I will copy my measure and I will show you what it looks like, and you can compare it. You know, there are certain things that sometimes, as my computer is slow today, sometimes sometimes I don't understand what is the reason happening, but I will show you my global population percentage. This is my measure, and I'll copy this. And I'll put this in the chat, and you can compare it. Total population divided by global population. No difference. No difference. Yes.
What I will do, I will do this again one more time.
Yeah, try it.
I will go to table. I can delete the measure, no?
Yeah, you can delete the measure. You can redo it. You can do it again.
New measure, population percentage. Percentage is equal to
total population. Total population divided by global population.
Total population divided by global population. Enter.
Yeah.
And when you go to your this one, you make a new chart. Make a card chart here. Card chart. Table.
Table, yes.
Table. Then you put continent.
Yes.
And you put the population percentage. Yeah.
Yes.
Now it is fine. Now it is working fine. I got it.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Now the last thing that you need to do is select the population percentage.
Yes.
This measure.
Yeah.
And then go on this formatting area.
Yeah.
And click on this percentage symbol.
Yes.
And this will become a percentage now.
Yes, percentage, yes.
Okay.
Yes. 14.8 60 Asia, 10.9 Australia, Europe, 7.86 America. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So this is the understanding. This is how you understand that there are some calculations for which you need to remove the filter context.
Yes.
So this
yes.
actually the percentage calculation that we did, we removed the filter context, and now what this measure is doing actually, it is totaling the population according to this reference for the upper part of the formula. Like for Asia, it is taking all the countries which are in Asia, making a total and dividing it by the total global population from which we have removed the filter.
Yes.
Okay, so this is how this measure is working, and this is how we are getting this result. Clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, so this is your another area understood. Now let's try to understand some filters. If I let's go to page. Okay, let's see on this page. In this page, if I open the filters now, there are many filters here, and the filters are filters on this visual. This is the visual level filter. Filter on this particular visual which is selected. At the moment I've selected this table. So if I want to filter, I will filter this particular visual only. Okay. Then what I can filter in this I can filter by area kilometers, area country name, or density, or population, and all that. Okay. Then there is filter on this page, which is page level filter, and filter on all pages. That will be the filter on all pages. Okay. Now this is the filters that I want to apply. I want to filter on this visual. Where is the visual filter? I want to go nowhere. I don't want any filter on this particular visual. Let's see this.
On the table, you can filter. On the table, maybe we can filter by Asia.
You can filter any visual, even table or other charts. But what I want to do is I don't want to put any visual on the filter on this visual. I want to go for the page and the other pages visuals. Let's say I want to add filter, this filter here. Okay. Add data fields here. What I want to filter and what I want to filter in this. So you can add data fields that you want to filter. So let's go to page 1 and let's try to add some filters here. Okay, and I'm in this visual, and I am going to add filter on this visual only. Okay, and country name currently is selected all. If I click here, that will give me all the country names, and against each country name you see one, right?
Yes,
so this one, because for each country we have only one row, right? So that's why it is showing in your data there's only one country name. So you select all, or you want to select a few of them. Now, I've selected all, then it is bringing all the population in one row. I don't want to select all. I want to select Afghanistan. Is all. Now filter is all. Now I want to select. I want to remove require single selection. When I say require single selection, if I go to Albania, it should select only Albania. It's not working actually.
Require single selection.
Yeah, that it actually, because of the delay, I don't know if my Power BI is responding well or not, but at the moment it is selected.
Require single selection means what, sir?
Require single selection. If I select one, the others will not be selected. At the moment, it is not showing Afghanistan. Afghanistan is removed. So I click it back, and I don't want to select all. Now I removed the select all. Now if I select Afghanistan, it is, see, my Power BI is in a bad mood. It is removing actually. What I'm doing is I'm removing some of them. You see what I click, it goes off. So it's selected, but when I check off, then those countries which I didn't check, they're going off. Okay, so that's what it is doing at the moment. Now you can go search also. I want to search Afghanistan. Afghanistan only. This is the population of Afghanistan.
Okay.
Okay. Now if you go to this is filtering, and you are doing the basic filtering. If I go to advanced filtering, there is advanced filtering. Okay, if I go to advanced filtering, I can select some words. Okay.
Contains,
yeah, contains. If I say, there are some countries, North Africa, South Africa, North America, North Korea, South Korea. Okay, if I just say here, if I say South, hit enter. Should work. I will wait.
Yeah. They have to apply filter, sir. I think so.
I have to
apply filter.
Okay. Yes. So these are the countries which have the name South. Right? Now, and it says and. Okay. If I if I put a comma here, and if I put north also, let's see what happens. North. And apply filter.
Nothing.
This north actually, I should put here, not there. And contains north. Now apply filter.
Contains north. Okay.
Mine is busy.
No, nothing. Maybe there is no North Africa. There is no north inside that. That is.
There's no north and south. Okay. Now, instead of and, if I click or, and now apply filter.
Yeah, it came. South Africa, South Korea, North Korea. It came.
Yes. Yes. So this is how you can do the advanced filtering.
Advanced filtering. Okay.
Okay. Now, this is your, and this filter, you see, this is the filter area. When the filter is applied, this area is looking gray. So that means this filtering is being applied on the visual now. Okay. Now I want to remove the filter. Here is an eraser symbol. And this says clear filter.
Clear filter.
If I click on this, all the filter is gone.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to expand or collapse the filter. If I click on this, that filter card is gone. It's collapsed. And it can be expanded also. It can be collapsed and expanded. Then you see a lock here. That means if I click lock, then I can change it. I can unlock and change. But when I send this report to my users, they cannot change it.
So it is locked. So they cannot filter it. The only filter is done by the user admin.
Yes. What you did, that will be the only filter applied. They cannot change the filters. Okay. And if you want to hide this filter from your users, this is the eye symbol. If you could click on this, it will hide this from their view. They will not see the filter. They will see the data and they will see the result, but they will not see how it is filtered. Okay. So that's your filtering and locking and your what you call how to apply filters and how to apply simple filters and how to apply multiple filters also. And you put 2 criteria and both those criteria should be valid or one of them should be valid. Okay. Now inside this country, let's go to population, and inside population, now this country name, advanced filter. Advanced filtering, there is a top N category. Now the top N category, it will not apply on the name, but if you have customers and you have sales of those customers, you can find top 10 customers, top 15 customers like this with this what you call filter. Like here, you can see top or bottom. What you want to filter?
Top.
Right. Yeah. And here you can specify the number, top 10. Okay. And let's apply filter. This filter will not work because we are applying it on the name.
On the name, yes.
Right.
So
if I clear this, yes, we have to put it on population. So let's try to put this filter on population. And this is your population. And I want to put filter on this. It says less than or equal to. Now if I put population less than, and less than I will put 10,000. Okay. These are the countries with population less than 10,000. Very interesting, huh? These are the countries with population less than 1,000. And let's say more than. Where is more than? Greater than, yes. And greater than, now I will put 1 billion. You'll find only India and China.
Yes, India and China, yes.
Oh, I think I put too many zeros.
Yeah, it's taking time, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's taking time. Yeah, India and China. Okay. So this is how you can filter countries like that. And in this, show items when value is greater than and less than. So this is your
basic filter.
Yeah, and there are other things also. Is not blank, is blank, is not. You can select any of them, and you can modify your filter, and you can check your data accordingly. And if you want to give your user the capability, then your users will be. And if I want to remove the filter, clear the filter, and filter will be gone. You can give this capability to your user to select whichever filter they want.
To select the filters.
Yes. So they can check, they can apply their own filters, and they can get the result. But if you want to filter it yourself, and you want your user not to interfere with those filters, then you can lock it also. You can lock it, and you can hide it from their view also. Okay. You can similarly put filters on the page. Okay. Let's put some filters on the page, and I want to bring in the countries. Country name is I think, where is that country name? Country name, and let's filter on the page level, and I put the country name here. Now this filter was not working before. You see, if I remove this, country name, this is the visual filter, but this is a filter on the report level now. Okay. And now if I population, now where is that? This is the page level filter on this page. This is the page level filter. Okay. That was the filter for the visual. The visual filter, I want to collapse. And this is now page filter. Filter type. I want to remove this actually. Should go. I want the page filter to be here. And this page filter, I want to bring in the country name. And this country name, and now I can filter. If I filter something, that will apply on the entire page. Okay, so let's look for the country, and this is basic filtering, and I will say advanced filtering, and inside advanced filtering I want contains
south.
Yeah. South. Okay, apply filter. You see all the views are filtered now.
Okay.
Yeah. The filter before that we applied was on a visual, on one visual. Right?
But 1 minute, sir. I have a small issue here. You can only clear filter here. So that my filter is not clearing. That is the problem.
Yeah, you have to clear filter. See, this is country name. I'm on the page level filter, and here is the eraser. Here is the eraser. That eraser will clear the filter.
One filter.
Understand?
Yes, yes, I understood the logic. Logic I understood, but to navigate this through these sheets, I am just studying only. So maybe. Okay, clear, sir.
Okay, so I'm clearing the filter also, and now I'll put that filter again, and now if I put south or north, now this time I'm putting north, and there's only North Korea. There's only one, and it's in Asia, and it's only
one. If I want to do the page filter, I have to click on the entire guard and filter on this page.
Yes, and by the context what you want to filter it by, you have to bring in that criteria from the fields list and put that criteria here.
Filter type.
Yes.
So you will say country name.
Yes, I brought country name here, and this country name is actually working and giving me the final result. Now if I clear the filter, it goes, and I want the filtering not based on the country, but I want this filtering to be based on my continent. Okay, so here is the filter on this page. If I bring in the continent and I put it here, okay, now here is my continents. If I select now, if I select now, select all or Africa. Now Africa is removed. Okay, let's remove Americas also. Americas, Antarctica is removed, sorry. And Europe, let's remove Europe. Let's remove North America, Oceania, South America. Only selected is Asia. So you see this tree chart is only showing Asia, nothing else. All others are gone. All others are gone from the vision. And this map also is showing Asia only.
So that Asian filter is applying on the full page.
On the full page.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's bring in something else. Asia and Africa. This is Asia and Africa. Okay. And let's bring North America. South America. Okay. Oceania. And Europe. And Antarctica. Now it is all back. So you can select anything that you want from this. Okay. And now if I select all again and all are gone, if I say require single selection, if I click this, and now if I click Asia, it is showing Asia only. Now if I click Africa,
it shows only Africa.
Only Africa. So Asia is gone, Africa is back.
Got it, sir. Got it.
So this is single selection and that is selection all. So when you have single selection, then it will show one only at a time. So I will remove this single selection and I will bring everything back, select all, and it's all back. So you can apply filters on a visual. That will be visual level filter. You can apply filter on the page. That will be filter on this page. And the last thing that you can do is you can apply filter on all pages.
All pages. So if that all pages filter means if you filter one thing, then their report will be
report will be, yes.
Okay, sir. Clear.
But nature of filtering remains the same. There isn't any change, but the application level changes. It can be applied on a single visual, or it can be applied on a page, or it can be applied on the entire report. Okay?
Okay, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, there's one last thing that we would like to show you before we take a quick review of everything, and then we will end the session. And that is putting slicers. Okay. And slicers, I will create some space here in this page, in this visual, and now we will add some slicers. And slicers, data models, visuals, insert, and we want to insert some slicers here. Where is the slicer? They have moved the slicer. They should be on the inside this insert page.
Insert. Spark lines are there. So spark lines are not narrative, more visual.
Yeah. I am. See, you can put a Q&A also, but we will do it later.
In view. If you go to view.
Yeah. View.
See slices on the extreme right, synchronized slices. Maybe somewhere there. No.
This is not one. We need slicer actually. This is synchronization slices. We are not synchronizing. We want to insert slices.
So it should be in insert only. Insert test button, decomposition T, key influences, Q&A, more visuals.
This is strange. This is a strange change. Data. New visual.
I saw this today. When I
I am also. You see, this is what I told you in the beginning. I'm not. I don't do it every day.
Got it. Just below the map, just below the globe. On your visualization, just below the globe. Here, sir, on the extreme right. Build visuals, extreme right side of the screen, sir. On our graphs.
On our graphs?
Beneath the globe.
Globe, where is the globe?
Here, on that chart icons.
Here?
Yeah, below the globe. There is a map, map below the globe.
Understand, yeah. This is the chart visual actually. Yeah. Below the chart visual, you mean?
No, here, sir. Just up. If you go to the chart icons, there is a map icon.
Yes, got it. Yeah. Right. So I'm selecting here, and I'm inserting a slicer. And the slicer, well, it's just a blank slicer, like any visualization. This slicer is a blank slicer. Now, if I put continent here on the slicer, then it becomes the list of continents, right? Now, if I just click on Africa, everything is Africa. Antarctica, Asia, Europe. Understand?
Yes.
This is again filtering, but this is filtering through slices.
This has
much more control and better control on your filtering.
So you can give the option to the end user to use this slicer to so he can click on the slicer and see.
Yes. So the slicer is a better form of the visual that you can put this slicer and your end user can slice accordingly. Here is Asia and here is North America. And if I want to remove the selection, I will just click on this eraser and eraser will remove it all back. Now this was the slicer by what you call continent name. Okay, let's add another slicer. And the slicer I'm going to add now, I will just add the slicer again. And this slicer this time, I want to bring in population. You see the slicer shape is different.
Yes.
Right? Because this slicer, when I put the continent names on this slicer, this Power BI sensed that the data on the slicer is text data. Okay? So it is giving me it is giving me this capability to select what I want to select out of this. Okay, but when I put this slicer, Power BI knows that the slicer I'm using is a what you call let me
number wise slicer
is numerical slicer, so I can put limits on this. Now this is the lowest level, this is the highest level. Now if I want to filter data somewhere in between, I can move it like this.
So you are saying some countries with this much of population give me this.
Yes.
Okay.
So I can move it, and this gives me much more flexibility actually.
Yes. Than the filter.
Yes. Okay. So this is the slicer with the minimum and maximum limits. Now there are slicer in this slicer also there are many possibilities. Let me show you some of them. If I click here, more options. No, not these more options. Which one is it? It is focus mode. That I will explain in another class. This also is a very interesting mode, focus mode. But I want to show you the possibilities. If I say list this is actually the list slicer. If I want to make it list slicer, then I can make this also a list slicer, but that will not be a good slicer. It will be a bad slicer. Then
because it will be because it is numerical that.
Yes. Then the current selection is between, but I can change it to from between. If I say less than or equal to, then you see the lower limit is gone. Okay, because I'm saying less than. So for less than, you only specify the top limit. I cannot specify the bottom limit now. Understand?
Yes, clear.
And the second one, the last one is greater than or equal to. So now the upper one is gone. And now only the lower limit. I can filter with the lower limit only. Understand?
Yes, clear, sir, clear. That is also clear.
So this is your different filter slicer options. You can set up your slicer like this. Now, and this one, if I change the options to list option or the drop down, now you see this is a very small slicer. It takes very little space, this much only, and it is a list.
It's a list.
Yeah, it's a list, and it will become a drop down list, and I can use this drop down list to understand which country I want. If I click on this one, here is the list. If I select
Asia,
that's it. It's Asia only, but it takes less space. If I have a space problem on my report, that it doesn't take too much space, then I can fix it.
Yes.
I can use this, and I can create this drop down. Okay,
Yes.
and this also reduces the. I can make this also small, and I can bring my chart bigger, so that's actually my purpose of my creating this report. I want to show people the charts, not my bigger slices. Okay, so filtering is gone. Here is the filtering is gone. So there is no filtering, and your Power BI report is all complete. And this map is also, like you see in the Google Map, you can do that. Remember, you see?
Yes.
In Google
Yes.
Map, when you open, you can do that in Google Maps. So this map is the same map as Google Map. You can focus on a particular area. You can go on a particular site. You can filter. You can slice and dice, and it's all complete.